The Moon is a South Korean film, and as it says here, a science fiction survival adventure. I think it's really rather good, but be warned, it's another science fiction you have to suspend disbelief for its entire running time. Yes, it's just a trip to the moon, but it all goes horribly wrong as you would expect, and things go a bit far in the rescue. But stay tuned to find out more. So, the Moon. This has an aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1 and it comes with Dolby Atmos sound. The Dolby Atmos sound in here, as I keep saying, I'm playing THX 5.1. So with THX Ultra, the main standout of that is the bass. And my word, this has got some bass in it which really does want to knock you out of the seat at times. The surround sound is excellent, but in here this is more like a Dolby Atmos setup because these tripoles up here just send the sound everywhere, and you're under, as people describe with Atmos, you're under a dome of sound, and it's pretty much identical with these. So I would say the sound is fabulous, as you would expect on a science fiction film, but nice when it's coming from South Korea. Just shows it's not only Hollywood, Britain, Australia and a few other markets that can pull this sort of thing off. I thought the image quality was very good. It's not going to be one of the best you've seen, but it was nice, and compared to the Blu-ray, because unlike some these days you do get a Blu-ray in here, but I think this, even though it's shot entirely on digital video, this looks like a film. The Blu-ray is excellent, but as we've been learning recently, Blu-ray has been lying to us, because the prime fault of Blu-ray is just like DVD, VHS and Laserdisc before them. They've always been too bright, and this one's no exception. So the colours aren't quite right because it hasn't got the colour capability of the 4K, but the colours are just wrong. They're just wrong, and when you see the 4K, you compare between the two, you can see that. And after you've been testing for a while, when you've had a YouTube channel for 4 or 5 years, you spot it pretty easily. It's a nice little addition in here, a signed postcard by the star. It's not a genuine autograph or anything like that, it's just a print, but I thought that was a nice thing to put in here. And that's a standout feature of this whole pack. Even the J card they put on it feels quality, and it's a lovely steelbook. And so before you even sit down to watch the film, you think this is rather special. But one thing to bear in mind is that I did have a look at the English sound on this, because that's actually what it defaults to. So you have to select Korean sound and English subtitles in the menu to get this as you should see it. If you can't bear to read subtitles, I wouldn't recommend this, because the dub sound just ruins it. It takes away any reality that it's got. Now, there's not a lot of reality with this story, but I think anyone watching it, as I said, just suspend disbelief and just enjoy the ride. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you're into these sort of science fiction adventures, even though I know it's only supposed to be a mission to the moon, there's not a lot of accuracy in that. It's quite ridiculous at times, a bit like The Martian, but maybe even more far-fetched in some regards. But I don't think it bears much relationship to The Martian. It stands on its own, and seeing something made from Korea, not having the usual actors that you would see in this sort of film and done slightly differently. There's a bit of black humour with a couple of it's a minister and his staff member from the Korean government, I suppose, has been given the job of looking after the Korean equivalent of NASA, and they're just sort of the comedy relief for the piece. So you might find that's a bit odd, but I rather liked it. I got into it more as it went along. So good image quality, fabulous sound, not many extras, but I find with extras that how often can you hear from actors and other crew on the film how wonderful everyone who made it is. But when it comes to a favourite film, for me, you know, sometimes you just can't get enough of learning about a film, so I do understand all that. But anyway, I wouldn't recommend it for anyone who can't read subtitles, but otherwise, if you're like me and you love science fiction adventures, then here is another one to diminish that ever-diminishing bank balance. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and perhaps consider subscribing so I'll be encouraged to carry on creating content like this. Until the next one, Bye bye for now.